Well, Jezebel's not very wise. She is greedy, avaricious. She wants to own more. And so she says to the king, what are you crying about, you big wimp? Don't worry about this, I'll sort it out. She sets out a letter to the leaders of Jezreel, which is the community that's around the palace. Jezreel, by the way, in Hebrew means sown of God. Sown being, to plant, which sounds very much like son of God in the English, right? But not in the Hebrew. Naboth, his name means fruits. So Naboth of Jezreel is fruits sown of God. You with me? So you got these fruits that are sown of God, and you come into this area where we end up having an echo of the story of Jesus in the story of Naboth, a historical echo. Because Jezebel sets Naboth up for murder. And she does it by actually sending out letters to the leaders of Jezreel, says to them, I want you to call for a day of fasting and prayer. Now, that very sentence in the Old Testament always indicated that there was a crime that had gone on that needed to be confessed and repented of, and that the people of Israel would come together to fast and to pray to determine who had committed the crime and who needed to pay it so that God would speak to them. So she sets up a day of worship, and then she says to the leaders, place Naboth at the head of the entire group of people that are praying and fasting. And the Hebrew word for placing him at the head actually means to ambush. She was placing him in a place of ambush. And then two scoundrels are called to come and give witness that Naboth had blasphemed God. And because two were all that you needed to provide proof, from that moment on, Naboth's life was over and he was stoned to death. Same thing happens to Jesus. They come together, they bring Jesus, and there are at least two people that stand up and claim that he had blasphemed against God because he claimed to be God. Just remember, this is an echo of that, because Elijah is a type of Jesus, as is Elisha. So always remember those connections from the Old Testament, always opening up the New Testament stories.